right, thank you so much. Welcome back. So I hope the coffee was good, and we are ready to continue with the story. So I was just about to explain, the three ages, and it's maybe a good thing for you to reflect upon right now. I mean, try to think which age are you actually in your company in terms of reporting and so on. So like the spreadsheet age, meaning most of your reports are in Excel, doing lots of tables and so on, with like the functions, mostly functions, and pure spreadsheet. Then the second one would be modern Excel age, where you're using Excel tables and pivots and the get and transform, right? The Power Query, Power BI, maybe together Power BI and Excel, pivot tables connected to a Power BI data set with one version of truth and so on. So all that, maybe that would be the modern Excel age. And then the AI age started, right? So, so now how did all this technology transform the reporting processes, the presentations, the dashboards that you have in your companies? Did it transform it, or did it not transform it, and why? So I tried to dig back into my consulting years, because I also started as a consultant in Excel way back, basically at the end of the 90s. And and then I moved on through all the BI tools and Tableau and business objects and SAP tools and ProClarity and whatnot, and then of course onwards to Power BI when it came out. So because I'm an expert in visualization, in reporting and dashboarding, that's my passion, that's what I do. I was always, through all those decades, I was basically dealing with that, right? So these were like probably the first types of worksheets that I saw with my clients when I entered the company and tried to help them, create better reports, unlock insights from the data and so on. So that's basically, that's your worksheet age, right? Or a spreadsheet age, I would say. Basically hasn't changed from the 90s. And I see some of you like with a little smirk on your faces. So maybe, your reports still look like that. So, I mean, this age hasn't, I think it's not over yet. We're still in that. Many of us are still in the spreadsheet age. But, even with the progress of charting and so on, back in the, 90s or 2020, like odds, basically, we got rid of those 3D charts and so on from the 90s. So it's more flat, it's it's better design, more clean and so on. But it's still like we see things like that even today. And as the technology progressed, like as the new versions of Excel came out with, okay, maybe there was there was 2007 and 10, 2010, 13, and so on and so on. I mean, this hasn't changed much. The reporting hasn't changed much, although the processes and the digitization, did. And we think that that's an issue, right? So, we are using all this technology, modern tools, and now the AI is coming, but, have we really advanced? Do we have better results because of that? Are we really more efficient because of that? So in terms of efficiency of a dashboard, so here's an example, and I'm using a simple test I call it a four-question test to actually determine if your report or if your dashboard that you have just created and you know, rolled out live or shown to your manager, or a presentation, you know, on a meeting, and you're showing some results. There are four questions to test whether this is a good report, a good presentation, a good dashboard, for example. You know, it should answer four questions really, really fast. So the first one is, you know, how's my performance? Is my performance good or bad? So if this is like a sales report or a, you know, sales dashboard, it's showing some sort of sales. We have that in the top left corner, you know. But now, is my performance, my sales performance, good or bad? Could you tell this from you know, this visual presentation? Is it good or bad? Sorry, I can't read, right, what the number is right there at the top. But, you know, if it's like, whatever, if it's 10 million, is this good or bad? I don't know, right? Could be good if you know, if last year we had 5 and now we have 10. Okay, oh, that's great, 100% growth from previous year, right? Or if the plan was, I don't know, 12 million and our performance, our sales is actually 10 million, so we're 2 million below the plan, not good, right? So that's the failure right there. You don't have the variance, you don't have the context, you did not bring the context of the information inside, and you haven't presented it clearly, right? So that's actually one of the key reasons why reports, dashboards typically fail. Also, you know, presentations for a meeting and so on. So, you know, it's a very, very straightforward answer, just yes or no. And then, you know, if, you know, how good, how bad, you know, is it like 20% below the plan, or is it like, all right, more or less on the plan, 1%, or is it like, oh no, it's just only 50% of the plan, of the target? So to understand the extent of it, and then of course, why, all right? So why I have all those breakdowns, but do I understand why my performance is good or bad? I don't know, right? Because I don't even know if the performance is good or bad, right? So all the other visuals, charts, and so on, they may look nice, you may like the colors, but they are not answering those basic questions. So they are not showing you the insights, they are not giving you the understanding of data, and if you don't understand it, how can you plan any actions based on that? So all reports like that, they are not understandable, really. Even if they have very simple charts, you don't really understand, is it good or bad, and so what should you do, and so on. And they're definitely not actionable, all right? And this is what it's like our belief. Every report, dashboard, presentation, visual presentation, it should be very understandable and actionable, all right? So how to make it actionable? If we take another example here, so you know, what about this one, right? So what's the performance here? Okay, we see at the top, you know, there's some plan and there's a little red color there, right? So all right, what's my performance? Well, it's minus 1.1 million. Below the plan. So, okay, I understand it's below the plan, and also understand exactly, you know, how much, 1.1 million below the plan, and then why, all right? Now I take a look at other visuals around it. Hopefully they will explain this variance, either positive or negative, and yeah, hopefully I get the answer here. So we have some breakdowns. This is a retail, some data from retail stores, and yeah, I immediately see my attention is where my attention is on some red lines that stick out there. So, you know, it's very clearly that my attention was guided to a row there. That's actually the women's clothing, yeah, data category. So, cherchez la femme. Now we know something is, you know, going on. It's below the plan. And now, of course, again, I would ask now, okay, why? what's going on with the woman's clothing, right? So what I need now is I need modern Excel, right, to drill down into this or drill through to understand more, do 2-3 steps into the details to really understand what's going on with all the, I don't know, SKUs in those, you know, maybe colors or different stores, locations where we have this problem and so on, understand it, and then once we have this, we can actually plan some actions, and this is how your reports can become actionable. All right, and what we are adding now with you know, modern Excel is all this interactivity. So for example, this is now, yeah, you know, now I'm within my PowerPoint presentation, and so this is a simple embed of a PowerPoint dashboard running inside my PowerPoint, which is one way of getting, you know, also interactivity into your slides, into your meetings, because now you can explain more things, right? If somebody asks you, oh, what's going on with you know, okay, like the EBITDA looks good, but you know, what about the net earnings? And then you simply click, and you know, everything is completely interactive, so you can drill down, filter in, filter out, you know, show more data, and so on, right? So this is what like modern Excel can bring you, right? If of course you use like connections to Power BI and other tricks, some tricks in Excel, tricks in PowerPoint, link your slides to PowerPoint and so on, right? All right, so let's go on, and like that. So basically, you know, in the spreadsheet age, I mean, yeah, that's one example I showed you. I mean, why doesn't this work, right? I mean, you know, in finance, you still might have reports like this, and you think it's completely fine as long as all the numbers are correct, right? And you, of course, invest a lot of time to make sure that your data is correct, but do you actually think about who am I presenting this? Do they really understand it? Do they see it? And so on, right? I mean, this approach is just like basically putting numbers into you know, in the jail, basically, in this like neat jail, behind the jail bars. And yeah, you need to set the numbers free and visualize them. And now the most important things that you need to visualize typically is the variances, right? And this can be variance to previous years, so basically some growth rates. It could be a comparison to plan, to a target. If you don't have plans and targets, you should have something else that will explain, is it, you know, good or bad? It should be some benchmark, right? Maybe it's a KPI like on-time delivery or something like that. It's not a financial, you know, EBITDA, and you have a plan for that. But, you know, it's on-time delivery, it's some sort of percentage, and maybe it's, I don't know, 92%. How do you know this is good or bad in your company, right? Maybe you have some sort of a, you know, benchmark of your competitor, or you have a, you know, just some sort of a target for that. Okay, you know, we want to have our on-time delivery, you know, higher than 98, for example. So in this case, you would know that 95 is not good. So you know, those differences that you see here, you know, now you see the message, right? You see that, okay, here on the left side, we have a comparison versus previous year. And it's more or less all in the green, except from some countries. And also the total at the bottom, it's in the green. So, you know, that's good growth versus previous year, obviously, of these sales. However, on the right side, we have the comparison to plan. Okay, and here's another story, right? Because it looks, it's more in the red than in the green, right? So the total right there, it's in the red, so for 121 million actually. So, you know, you can now understand the message, good growth from previous year, but we haven't achieved the target. Why did not we achieve the target? Because of a couple of countries right there, so basically Western Europe and what is it, Hungary, right? And then if somebody put also some comments inside, actually wrote some text and put it to the same, you know, on top of the visual, right? Which is like, you know, if I had some really good comments on what's going on in Hungary and so on, it should be like linked there, marked, and you should have a very short explanation. And now this is one way how you build better reports in Excel, better presentations for your meetings, better reports, dashboards, right? So basically you combine visuals with tables, and you add short comments, short commentary, and you integrate everything together in a clear and clear way, right? So a couple examples here. So these are, of course, all the visuals that you see. These are Zebra BI visuals. So this would be like typical slides that maybe are maybe, for example, in PwC or so, especially the consulting companies, but also like our bigger enterprise clients, they would have lots of presentations like this. And this is now Zebra BI, so you can do, you know, so you have your comments here. You can enter additional. You can enter additional comments. These are all live interactive visuals that run inside PowerPoint or Excel or Power BI, right? So, for example, I could just delete the comment, right? So if I want to add this comment on, you know, on the whatever. Operating profit or somewhere else, I just go here to the data grid, and I put my, well, what's this? Hello. Okay, it's not allowing me to do this now. Okay, so it's just write. Comment here. So basically, you write a comment, and of course that's how you add context, right? And today in this collaborative environment, which is also, I would say, one property of the modern Excel age, and especially in the post-COVID world, right? We have all these online meetings, and it's collaboration. Online collaboration is much more important. So you're deciding things on online meetings. So you can do this basically in the presentation mode. You know, you can have a conversation. Okay, what are we going to do with that? And you just type those comments in, right? So it's basically your agenda and your action plan, right? So that's how you make your reports and meetings actionable, and you actually plan some actions. All right, so a couple of more examples here. So basically in the modern Excel age, yeah, there are, I've shown you also, I mean, especially what's important is the interactivity, making sure that you do not have a copy of the final version of copy 2 and so on, and that you actually link your Excel directly to, you know, one source of truth, whatever it is. You know, it may be a Power BI data set, and then you connect from Excel. You either insert a pivot table and connect it to Power BI, right, which is one of the best things that came out in Excel last year, and or you can create a Excel table, so basically the control T table, right, directly from a Power BI data set. in Excel. And what this will do is it will not create a copy. You did not copy and paste the data. You did not export it from somewhere and then imported it in Excel, but you basically linked it directly there. So, and then of course you can have like you know, dynamic reports that can be filtered and all that, right? All right, now let me just maybe one thing I wanted to add here, because many times people are asking me, oh, do we have to use just, you know, those red and green and black colors? Of course not, right? There's a reason why you will see a lot of that in, you know, our examples and templates, and also in the default colors in the product are like that. It's because those colors are recommended by the so-called IBCS, which is International Business Communication Standard. It's a kind of a recommendation for business reports, business dashboards across the world, and many companies have embraced this standard. It started in Germany, but now also you know, whole world is basically using that. It's not necessary that you have those colors. So for example, this is an example of a Coca-Cola report. I mean, of course, it's just some demo data, but you know, you can try to tweak those colors to match your branding, for example, which is what our top clients typically do, like Coca-Cola. Here's an example of a client that's actually a company called KPN. It's the largest Dutch telco operator. What they do is they use black color for negative, and then this green color for growth, right? And it's like their green from their corporate design, right? Or this would be Microsoft, also using Zebra BI visuals in their reports. Yeah, they just tweaked a little bit the blue and red and green colors, and the gray, so it looks almost like the pure IBCS, but it's still branded, okay? So now, what about AI age? Finally, I mean, we are here. Leila and Jack were both talking about AI. I mean, how is AI going to transform our data storytelling? And I believe it's going to be extremely transformational. It'll take some time before this is, you know, this comes maybe to Excel or Power BI and so on. So we'll see. It'll be very, very interesting. But of course, the processes will change and the tools will change. And let me show you what is Zebra BI's vision. And I will, with what I'll be showing you right now, we are transitioning basically from Zebra BI to Zebra AI. If the recording will work, otherwise I will, okay, it's actually working now. Yeah. Yeah.
Presenting again.
Yeah, we'll be presenting here. So our demo, our team is online. So I invite everyone, you know, to go online. So as you see, I mean, this is our answer to the AI age, and the AI tools will do all the work for you in the future. They will analyze, they will understand the data, understand the domains, and so on, and then they will basically create Excel reports, Power BI reports, PowerPoint presentations, all that for you, right? It'll take some time, but you know, we are at the beginning of this age, and I invite everyone to just contact us on the whole, and also make sure you try the Zebra BI visuals. There's a free version for Excel, free version for Office, free version for Power BI, but there's also a professional version with all the functions. So I invite everyone to try it out. And here you can see, right, the whole dashboard was constructed completely automatically. It's basically on autopilot, and then you just simply export it to PowerPoint. So this is how the PowerPoints will be created, or you export it to Excel. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Sorry for the trouble. All right.